How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving back into the story of what if future Babidi arrived early. It's been around 3 months somehow since the last part, so make sure to go and click the link up above if you need a refresher. In this part, we're continuing the Universe 6 tournament, so if you want to see more from this scenario, make sure to get this video to 600 likes. We weren't able to meet the like goal of 700 likes, unfortunately, but we were pretty close, so that's why I'm continuing it now and lowering the like goal. As always, huge shout out to all of my amazing patrons for your continued support, as it really means a lot and helps keep the channel going. With all that out of the way, let's get right back into this video. We last left off with future Gohan rushing Hit, attempting to discover his weakness. He completely demolished 18 and Trunks, so he needs to be very cautious when fighting, so he doesn't meet the same fate they do. It begins to disappear from Gohan's point of view, and Gohan swings in front of him just in time to nick Hit on the head. Hit backs up, and Gohan thinks he's discovered his ploy. He's not just moving really fast, but he's disappearing and reappearing rapidly. He can tell he can't do it for very long, since every time he went to land a strike on 18 or Trunks, he saw Hit slightly move his hands out of his pockets, so he's able to see when he's about to strike. Gohan doesn't tell Hit this, of course, so he can keep up the edge he has. And Hit attempts to time skip again, but Gohan catches him once more. Hit wonders how this guy is countering him, and each time he goes to move in, Gohan hits him away again. It seems he's finally met somebody who the time skip doesn't work on, and decides he's gonna need to use just his raw power for this one. Gohan realizes Hit is finally playing serious now, and powers up further to counterattack. Hit and Gohan begin to clash, and while Hit is fast, without the time skip, Gohan is able to keep up. While Gohan may seem weaker with only his mystic form, he's been training hard with it in Trunks, to the point where he's now as powerful as Super Saiyan God Goku was in the original Universe 6 arc. That Goku was doing well against Hit, so of course Gohan could as well. He can still tell he's not as powerful as him, but his job is to just wear him down. He can tell his time skip is getting faster, as Hit is landing a lot more attacks than normal, but luckily, Gohan is adapting to this fight too, and countering them or dodging to land a more powerful strike. Hit is getting fumed at how this guy is just learning his attack pattern without even saying anything, and Gohan just laughs, as this is exactly what he wanted. Hit isn't fighting with a cool head anymore, and is just trying to get Gohan out of the ring. There isn't much strategy, and he's open to more attacks. Gohan begins to fire a Kamehameha at Hit, point blank, which Hit takes head on, holding it back, and using just his raw power to throw it back at Gohan to prove a point. Gohan anticipated this, and punches Hit right in the stomach the moment he throws it. Hit then grabs Gohan's arm and knees him in the stomach, beginning his own counterattack. Gohan is able to flip and get out of it though, backing up, exhausted. Hit is looking at him furious, and Gohan realizes he's done it, and then jumps out of the ring to eliminate himself. Beerus, Champa, and Hit look in confusion, and Beerus asks Gohan what the hell was that about? He was supposed to fight until the very end. Gohan whispers to Beerus to calm down, and that he doesn't need to worry. Universe 7 is going to win. He only went ahead of Broly, since if Broly went first, Hit would have used his time skip to easily push him out, and Broly hasn't been fighting long enough to pick up on that. He has though, and noticed Hit's weakness, and he went in to break Hit down mentally, where right now, he's too mad that he was exploited like that, so he's not going to be thinking clearly when fighting Broly, which gives him the winning chance. Beerus looks at Gohan, and doesn't even know what to say. This kid knows what he's talking about somehow. That was a really good plan, and turns out to work. Broly goes in to fight Hit, and Hit is too off his game with his anger towards Gohan. That, Broly's raw power alone, is able to get the better of the assassin, and he is eliminated. Universe 7 are the victors of this tournament. Universe 7 all celebrate, except for Cell, who is worried now about Gohan's analytical powers, and hopes he doesn't have to worry about Gohan using that on him. With the tournament over, the group is shown the Super Dragon Balls, and Gohan is amazed since he hasn't seen any Dragon Balls since Piccolo died. So, learning that there are more out there is amazing to him. Beerus still uses it to wish Universe 6's Earth back, and the group all return to where they were before. Gohan confronts 18 before she goes back though. 18 tells Gohan that she knows that he can never forgive her for what she put him through. She can't just lie and say that Jiro forced her to do this, as he didn't, and she enjoyed killing. But after her brother turned against her and was killed, she realized that there are those who are actually evil, and those who are kind like him, who only want to help to protect others. She only killed since she felt like that's all she was made to be, but after joining him to stop Babidi and Deborah, she realized there was much more to life than killing, and she wants to start protecting. Gohan tells her that he's glad she's finally grown up, and while he can never forgive her for killing those who are close to him, he's not going to try to kill her anymore, and is glad that she's going to try and make a better life for herself. 18 and Gohan shake hands, and she leaves, while Cell is brought back to the planet as well, going into hiding to try and find the best way to absorb 18 and find a way to get 17 back so he can achieve his perfect form. Gohan and Trunks continue to train on the world of the Kais, while Broly continues his training with Beerus, and things are actually going pretty well. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt the video, but guess what? I'm moving up in the world of sponsorships. This video is sponsored by Fandomian, who sells some really cool anime and manga merch, and a bunch of other cool merch for some pretty cool prices. If you want to get some cool outfits and a bunch of other stuff for an even lower price, then make sure to click the link in the description down below and put a discount code DAMON for 5% off your order. Again, that's code DAMON for 5% off of your order. Hopefully, you won't regret your purchases. Now, let's get back to the video. It would be at this point that Zamasu would try to steal somebody's body, and while that could happen, it's very unlikely to. For starters, there aren't any alternate timelines for Zamasu to escape into and kill all the gods of destruction, since this is the only timeline. Plus, Zamasu never got to see Goku recklessly using Godly Ki, as no godly users were present during the tournament, and if anything, most of them seem to not want to associate with Beerus, so the mortals don't seem to be stronger than most of the gods. Zamasu still hates mortals, of course, but he has no reason in this scenario to come up with a Zero Mortals plan, and for now, he's just gonna stay with Gowasu as his apprentice Kai for now. Thank God, too, since if Zamasu actually did go through with his plan, whoever's body he took would die, which would make quite a lot of people mad in the comments. Anyways, moving on to the next arc would be the Tournament of Power, but we don't have a Goku to get this arc started either, as I highly doubt Gohan or anybody would go to Zeno to put all 12 universes at stake. This could prove very bad for the future of this scenario, but to not have everybody just get erased in the end, I'm gonna come up with a counter. In the manga, the only reason Zeno decided he wanted to erase everything was because of future Zeno saying he was bored, and it would be more interesting to erase a ton of universes. While this is technically future Zeno, I feel like the only reason he came up with the idea is because of the present Zeno around. So, without that boredom, the universes aren't going to be destroyed quite yet. And while that may not really be logical, I kinda don't want to end this story like how Carthu ended his What If Broly Went to Earth instead, because that was an awful ending, and most people are pretty mad about that, so I really don't want to do the same with this scenario. So, please just bear with me and just assume that Zeno wouldn't destroy the universes right now. Basically, with 2 arcs not happening, things have been pretty quiet on Earth, with everything kinda going back to how it was before its destruction by the androids. Bulma has been working on finding a way to bring the others back for a while now. As though things are still going well, she misses all of her friends. She built a ship to try and find Namek, and she's been working on her time machine for quite a long while now, ever since everybody was killed. She's basically had it completed, but since things have finally been going well for Earth, she doesn't want to go back, change the timeline, and ruin things. She's of course hidden the machine from the public, but unfortunately, Cell has been snooping around and discovered its existence. Luckily, Gohan and Trunks have been off-world a lot lately, training with the Kais, and he can't just go and absorb 18 and hope for the best, since Beerus might show up and erase him if he harms her, so he needs to find a much better way to finally achieve his perfect form. He stalks Capsule Corp for days on end, finding out when Trunks and Gohan come home, when Beerus and Whis stay for dinner, and all of that. Eventually, he finds a day when everything can come together. Cell goes to 18's cabin in the woods when she's sleeping, slams as hard as he can on her head, that way she can't fight back, and he absorbs her, becoming semi-perfect Cell. With this new power and increased speed, Cell bursts off into West City, attempting to get there before his power is detected. Cell blasts right through West City's entrance, and flies around to find a time machine. Bulma stands in his way, not allowing him to get the machine, but she's not going to be able to stop him. Cell flies down and wraps his tail around her neck, squeezing while he finds a way to open a time machine and go back in time. Once he figures it out, he snaps Bulma's neck with his tail, and shrinks himself to fit into the machine and go back. Gohan and Trunks kai to Capsule Corp and see Bulma's body on the ground. Trunks immediately rushes over to it, while Gohan looks up to see the time machine flying into the sky. Gohan fires a blast at the machine, but it's a second too late, and the time machine disappears into parts unknown. Gohan then hears Trunks roar behind him and bursts into tears, and he knows that they're too late. Bulma is dead, and Cell is gone. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. I know there wasn't a Goku Blocker Tournament of Power, but now that we have a very different Cell arc happening, and with him gone in time, how are they going to find him? Well, you'll just have to wait until next video. If you guys want to see it, then make sure to get this video to 600 likes. As if we can hit that, then I'll make sure to create the next part. Thank you all so much for watching, and until we meet again.